Good evening and welcome to this edition of the Newsleader on 6. Today is Tuesday, September 10th, 2019. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, the Tennessee Department of Health says there are 6 new cases of respiratory illness reported in patients who vape. The Tullahoma Wildcats fall to Marshall County in their home opener. Manchester aldermen delay a city ordinance which would ban pets from city property. And the Ultimate Oldie Show is coming to South Jackson Civic Center this weekend. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma. Only 2 remaining 2018 Kia Stingers up to $10,000 off original MSRP. That's Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the 2 of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Welcome back. The Tennessee Department of Health has reported 6 cases of suspected serious respiratory disease among people who use electronic cigarettes or other vaping devices. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration agents were already investigating a cluster of severe pulmonary disease among people who use e-cigarettes or vape, with 215 cases reported to date in 25 states. The Tennessee Department of Health state epidemiologist Dr. Tim Jones said, quote, Tennessee healthcare providers are reporting to us any patients they treat for severe respiratory symptoms who report vaping in the weeks before they got sick. We're investigating to look for common factors and collect information on specific components or brands of vaping products that may be the source of the illness.
Patients across the country associated with this outbreak have had symptoms including cough, shortness of breath, and/or chest pain, growing worse over a period of days or weeks before admission to the hospital. Other symptoms may include fever, fatigue, nausea, vomiting, and/or diarrhea. In many but not all cases, patients have acknowledged recent use of THC-containing e-cigarette products. Most of the cases are among adolescents and young adults. Electronic cigarettes and other vaping devices are not approved by the FDA for smoking cessation. Smokers who are attempting to quit should use evidence-based treatments, including counseling and FDA-approved medications.
The Tullahoma Wildcats played their first home game of the 2019 season last Thursday night, and the results weren't exactly what they had hoped for as they fell to Marshall County by a score of 30-6. John Gray spoke with head coach John Olive about the game.
Opening game in our region against Marshall County Thursday night. Here.
Yep, first home opening game for us, and playing against basically the kingpins of our region. Maplewood ended up being region champions last year when they beat us there at the end of the season for the championship. But up until that time period, Marshall County had been region champions every year.
Right.
And so I still consider them to be the kingpins of the region, and they're still a good, solid football team, and they proved that against us. They took advantage of every opportunity that we gave them.
And we gave them a couple.
We did. And, our kids fought rather hard, or it would have been 35-0 at halftime.
Right. They didn't give up.
It's not that we just didn't play as well as we possibly could. Marshall County made plays, and their defense kept our offense under control. So, they won the kicking game. And our defense battled. I mean, as I was telling you before the show started, the offensive stats are almost exactly the same.
Right.
It's just where they started with the football. They started out 32 yards closer to the goal line as an average than we did. So multiply that times 11 or 12 possessions, that's 300 yards.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference.
That's
in the
a
ball
lot
game.
of difference. And like you say, we you look and you know, they got 3 field goals and one touchdown from about the 6-yard line. So
you know, they hit us with 2 big pass plays. They had one run that was 15 or 16 yards, and that was it. They don't have very much more offense than we do, but in big ball games, that's what you got to do.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
And so we've taken a loss in the region, so we're 0-1 in the region. We've got to play. We've got to play better, and it's not like we're way far off.
No.
Offensively, I don't know. You know, you lose that many offensive linemen, and we had to move linemen to other positions as we filled in for those losses. Like Tydrell Mitchell's been our center. Now he has to go to guard, and you think, okay, well, what's the big deal with that? Well, it's a big deal. And
it's a whole different
some of them that maybe have been playing on the left side all of a sudden got to play on the right side. And you think again, well, what's the big? Well, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It makes them change their stance, and it messes with
their whole thought process.
I can tell you this: there's one time in this video that, and remember, we're all juniors and sophomores.
Right.
Okay, so it's not like you've got 2 or 3 seniors that have been through the wars or so forth. We see the blitz coming. You can see the lineman point and telling you, got a blitz.
There he is.
He's coming. Ball snaps. You pick up the blitzer. But I don't pick up the guy that's right in front of you. I go this direction after telling you, because the protection call was to slide to the left.
Because you're playing a position that you're not used to playing.
I see the blitzer coming, so we're making our call for a blitzer coming, and he's communicating with the tackle beside him.
Right.
Tackle kicks back, picks up the blitzer, and if he takes that guy now right in front of you, we're solid. But instead, his mind reverts back to, I'm telling you there's a blitzer coming, but I'm blocking for a slide left.
Right.
From an offensive standpoint, once you lose 2 linemen in the first 5 minutes and you lose your 3rd one before the game's over, it becomes a lot more helter-skelter.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma. Check out the 2019 fully loaded V6 Kia Sorento, up to $6,400 off original MSRP. That's Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. The Manchester Board of Mayor and Aldermen at its regular meeting last week delayed action on an ordinance which would have banned pets on city-owned property.
The ordinances have second reading. An ordinance to prohibit animals on city property. Passed first, August 6th.
Need a motion? So moved. Second. Second. Any discussion? Call roll.
As a member of the community, I have a problem with the ordinance as it's written. I don't care if you've looked at the newspaper article that stated that you were voting on this for your last meeting. The picture they put in the newspaper happened to be of my parrot. I take her a lot of places she's properly restrained. The way you have it written right now, you're prohibiting me from taking her into any of the events. According to your regular leash laws, those coming into the building and all that is already set in stone. I have a really big issue about not being allowed to take my bird and other people having been able to take their animals into and around community events as long as the animal is properly restrained. And in my case, it's a parrot. She's in a harness. She can't leave me. She will, if people come up to me and ask to see her, I'm under control of her. She's safe with people. I'm not the only person in the city that brings their animals to events. And as such, the way your exceptions are written, I can't take her, pretty much, I can't even take her up to the square when they've got their meetings or their market on Saturday mornings. I go up there almost every Saturday. The people in the market knew my bird before they knew me. There's people in the market that have dogs. The animals are known before the humans are also. And we're a welcome sight. When it comes to community events, I don't believe a properly restrained animal is going to cause issues on the environment or even people, as your terminology applies more to animals that are unrestrained. If you have owners that actually care about their animals, it shouldn't be an issue. I will not take my bird in a building. It's not appropriate. She's not a service animal. She's not a therapy animal. But if you look back at some of the activities and the events, and I'm sure some of you have seen me with my parrot before, she and some of these other people who bring animals in are actually adding to the situation, because these are people, and these are kids, these are adults that have not really ever seen or interacted with some of these other animals. As long as they're properly restrained, and even as your ordinance is written right now, nobody except for an ADA type animal can bring their animal onto city grounds.
I'm going to vote against this. I would be in favor of expansion of leash laws, but not this ordinance.
I think if we just made it very simple, that if you've got an animal on city property, it has to be restrained. This all came about because somebody brought a snake. Well, that snake has got to be restrained somehow, and him holding on to it wrapped around his neck is not restrained. So I would be in favor, like Ryan, of just either gutting this or amending it to say any animal on city property has to be restrained.
If you want to work on it, you can just defer it. If you want to put it down and start all over, you're going to have to read.
This is the first one we got.
Make a motion to defer.
Second.
Okay.
Call roll on.
Next meeting, we have a month to work on it.
Alderman French.
Aye.
Alderman Howard. Aye. Alderman Bellamy.
Aye.
Alderman Messick. Vice Mayor Nichols.
We'll be right back with more Newsleader on 6.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. The Ultimate Oldie Show is coming to South Jackson Civic Center this Saturday. John Gray spoke with Cliff Roberts about the show.
I had to have my buddy here with me today, Cliff Roberts, and when he comes in, it's always fun. He's always talking about music and
That's
the
right.
ultimate. This is the Ultimate Oldie Show.
Right. Yeah, we're going to do a show here in town at the South Jackson Civic Center the 14th.
A lot of times that's done at the MAC, and
Yeah,
a lot of y'all
Manchester,
shows
yeah.
are over there up in Cannon County.
Yeah, we've been getting out of the state even this year. We've been doing a lot of stuff this year. And,
Well, now you've done a show or maybe two shows before at South Jackson, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the Elvis tribute, I think.
Did the Elvis tribute at South Jackson as well?
Yeah, and it sold out before we did the show, which was great at South Jackson. It's hard to sell out a place sometimes, But,
Well, it is. It
but
is.
when you say Elvis, that's a selling factor right there.
Yeah, but when you say Clifford and Jamie right now, people understand what we're talking about because you guys have been doing this for
10 years.
10 years.
Yes, 10 years.
Producing shows and taking all of us back to the time in music where we were young and when you really pay attention. Music is your life.
Oh, yeah.
As a young person. Did you have a transistor radio?
Oh, yeah. Had a transistor radio. Then I actually started, my mother made me take piano lessons when I was young. I think I went through about 4 different teachers, They just give up on me. And then I took guitar lessons for a little while, and then I started playing the bass guitar. That was about 14, I guess, and so I played.
That did it, didn't it?
Oh, yes.
Well, you had a semi career in rock and roll, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Back in the 80s with heavy metal, top 40 stuff, and we played every weekend at some dive somewhere, So. And
did you ever get out of state with that?
One time down in Alabama. Yeah, that was it. But it was nothing like now. I love what I do now, but that back then was just, we thought it was great, but I don't know. It was an adventure, I guess you'd say, back in the day. We take people back when we do the 50s and 60s stuff. They say, well, I haven't heard that since we were in high school, or something like that. It's great to see those people so excited about that stuff.
Well, it's amazing to be in the audience, because I've been in the audience for a whole lot of your shows, to hear almost 50% at least of the people in the audience mouthing the words to every song y'all sing. And dancing. You can see their feet moving, and old boys are patting their leg that hadn't shown that much emotion. Their wife's looking at them saying, I wish you'd act like that at home.
Did you see the ones that that they made their husbands come to bring them to the show?
Right.
Sitting there. But that's funny.
How many people do you have in your troupe now?
Oh gosh, I don't really know. I mean, we bring people in and out. Sometimes we'll have 18 to 21 people in the show, and then sometimes we'll have 16, 17.
Right.
It just depends on which show we're doing.
But you've got a pretty good band, and I know how bands are.
Yeah.
So, you get people moving in and out. Some of them are a little bit better than the other, but with what y'all do, your band is very consistent.
Yeah, and we change people in and out. We've got different, because not everybody can make every show, and we don't want to not play a show because of one person.
Yeah, because of the rhythm guitar player.
Yes, right. And we've got some good players for the 70s show we're going to be doing in October in Manchester. This very, very good band, and the same band is playing at South Jackson.
Right. So this is when? This is on the 14th.
Yes, a week from Saturday, I believe. That's right.
No, that's this weekend.
Not the 14th, no. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yes, it is. I lost a week there.
yeah, it is. That's this weekend. So they need to get their tickets now.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
This is the Ultimate Oldie Show. It's this coming Saturday night.
Yes, the 14th.
And it's at 14th at 7 p.m. Get your tickets now. Go see Cliff and all the pretty girls, and there's dancing and singing and fun.
We'll just have a big sock hop down.
Big sock hop down there, just like at East Junior High.
Yeah.
Remember that, Nancy Majors? You remember those, don't you? Cliff, thanks for being with us today,
Thank
buddy.
you.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
More newsleader is coming up in a moment.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Ford in Winchester. Check out the 2018 Ford Taurus, yours today for $26,992. That's Russell Barnett Ford on 41A in Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
Welcome back. Tom Robinson, head of the Tullahoma Economic Development Corporation, stopped by our studios recently to talk about recent happenings in his department.
Our guest today is Mr. Tom Robinson. We know him as the Executive Director of the Tullahoma Area Economic Development Commission. And he has been on the show for several times over the years, but it's been quite a while since we've had him, so we have a couple of things we need to catch up on, and then there's one business in particular that represents a new business coming to Tullahoma that we want to talk about in some detail. So, Tom, thanks for taking the time to join us, and we'll see what you've been up to. So, you want to talk a little bit about what you've been up to for the last few months, weeks, months?
Tom, I'll be glad to. It's been an exciting time. There's a lot of activity on several different fronts going on right now. So been staying pretty busy, and it looks like it's going to continue to be more busy or busier in the next several months. So it's a good time to be here in my business in the city of Tullahoma.
Oh, good. Okay. What anything in any particular area developed? How are you doing with the park out at the airport, for example?
Well, it's going very well. We just completed us in the airport. We received, as you may remember, a grant from the state to help market the park in helping to get it ready or more ready to market. So we've spent several dollars, a couple of $100,000 through a grant from the state, and we have had better part about 70 acres of the park actually cleared, the trees and brush, so it's been cleared off. We're just about to close out that contract, meaning it's about done. Now we've got some cleanup, and we're doing, as you know, or maybe the audience knows, we're having the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, a national association, to conduct a fly-in September 13th and 14th.
Right.
So we want it to look good. It's kind of like trying to sell your house.
Right.
So we're going to make sure that all the grass is cut and everything looks real nice.
You've already got a couple of businesses in there, don't you?
We do. We have a company called XP Services in the park, and they are I guess, research, conduct tests for various companies on various products that go on both fixed wing and helicopters. And they've got two hangars currently in the, I guess it would be the west end of the airport. They're looking at expanding that. They have some additional work they're picking up with some of that testing. So we're going to see some more buildings going up, looks like real soon. And then on the, I guess the eastern end, there's a company, actually XP is involved in this also, called Sarasota Avionics, that they refurbish, they put in GPS for airplanes. You know, just like your car, that technology is increased, so airplanes will fly in and their owners fly in, they'll leave it here for a day and a half, and they'll put in a new avionics system or a new GPS system for we that don't know all about all that kind of thing. Yeah. But so they can get from one place to the other better.
And don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include representatives from the Seth Fund organization who are raising money to help fight opioid abuse in the area. We'll hear from Cliff Roberts about the Ultimate Oldies show coming to South Jackson Civic Center this weekend, and John Gray will have a special musical tribute to his wife, Fran Gray. All that and more on this week's Living.
And stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
The wait is finally over. The all-new redesigned Ford Ranger is back at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma. Stop and test drive one today at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma on Highway 55, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gotta be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1931 at 96 degrees. The record low was in 1956 at 45 degrees. Average high on this day is 84 and the average low is 62. Mostly clear weather expected tonight with a low of 69. Sunny weather in the forecast for Wednesday with a high of 92 and a low of 68. And the weather even gets warmer on Thursday as we have sunny weather again with a high expected of 94 and a low of 68. And that's our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.